Hello, Killer Elliot here. There have been a few things that we've seen that people misconstrued or are misinformed on D.I.D and OSDD, so I came out to kind of debunk and correct some of the things that are said. I want to make a quick disclaimer that I am not attacking or hating these people who made these videos and comments, and I have covered their usernames to avoid you attacking them as well. I would also like to state that we are a medically recognized OSDD 1B system and had to do a lot of research on D.I.D, OSDD, UDD, BPD and more to come to our conclusion, meaning we are quite educated on this matter. This is solely for educational and informative purposes only. I first want to start off with this.
Before I continue, let me let you know that fictives are quite uncommon for people with D.I.D, and I'm not saying that they are rare, I'm just saying that typically and medically known, they are less common than normal alters.
Fictives are not as uncommon as you think, and the reason I say that is because every system is different, and all have different roles, and some can be considered what we call fictive heavy. This means these systems have more fictives than introjects or factives.
Seeing people who fake D.I.D on the daycare map, most of their alters are fictives, and most of them are from the channel called the Sun and Moon Show.
Alters, more specifically fictives, will often front in spaces that are related to their source. This is not uncommon at all, and is seen the most. Also, the reason why fictives can be seen fronting more often with mainstream media, as their sources are seen more often.
Like group thing. I thought, okay, cool, I might meet other systems, right? No, it just felt like a meet and greet. You know what I mean? It felt like they had alters, and it was just a meet and greet of like Vi from Arcane or someone from Dandy's World or from Roblox or something. I don't know.
Again, as I stated, and will state again, because this one seems to be misconstrued the most, is that alters will front in spaces that are seen in their source, as well will be seen fronting more often if their source is in mainstream media, i.e. Forsaken and Dandy's World. It's also important to note, there is nothing that says you can't have fictives from mainstream media either, just wanted to point that out.
I have fictives.
Yeah.
But it comes right after years and years and years and years and years and years of...
I will say, there is no specific time frame to when an alter can show up in headspace or form. Some form within minutes, to days, to months, to years. It all depends on the alter, what caused the alter to pop into headspace, and the system itself.
A lot of people say as well that you don't have to have trauma in order to be a system. And I'm like, that's the whole reason why it happens.
Yeah.
They are right about that. To be a system, you must have underwent some sort of severe repeated trauma in your childhood. So much so, the brain splits into other identities to protect itself. If you claim to be an endosystem, I would recommend looking into other disorders.
And I'm like, what about the amnesia, the crippling amnesia, forgetting days at a time? What about not remembering what you did yesterday, what you eaten?
Yeah.
Or coming back to them buying stuff that is unnecessary because... Like, what about that? What about the actual really shitty side? The headaches. All the headaches.
They are also right about all of that. With D.I.D and OSDD Type 1A, you will experience a lot of memory loss between alters, some forgetting days at a time. Being a system also comes with severe headaches, some being migraine-level headaches, and some alters in some systems also have impulsively bought stuff as well.
I haven't had experiences like that, but I've met people who have had like 200 plus alters and stuff, and they're all fictives.
I will say there is no limit to how many alters someone can have. Now I will say if you are a minor and have 50 plus alters and all of them are fictives, and you claim to know every single one of them, or rather anyone that claims to know every single alter, even as an adult, then that is a little fishy, especially when you are 15 and under, as the disorder forms around 6 to 9 and most don't realize it until well into their teens. But I did most definitely want to point that out.
I see a lot of these switches where they fall asleep.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Quote unquote falling asleep is a very rare occurrence with OSDD and D.I.D, mostly due to the fact they are both dissociative disorders, not pass-out disorders. LOL. But yes, That is also very true.
There are a lot of people also that I've seen on VR who say they have D.I.D, and then when they're switching, they'll be like stood there for like 1 second and they're like, oh hey guys, and it'll be apparently a different altar.
I will say that switches can go from a split second to days at a time. Some switches even going undetected by other people. It all depends on the situation out of headspace and where the altar is in headspace at that time. That's all that I wanted to correct on that video. Now we'll move on to a comment that I recently seen just before seeing this video. With the first one, as I said at the very beginning of the video, altars will front or form due to popular media because they see their source more often, or the attachment or trauma the character represents, like Forsaken as you mentioned, and systems can be fictive heavy. With the second one, not sure what you mean by confidently wrong. Headspaces do exist with systems in plurality, but it is not exclusive to systems, and anyone can develop a headspace. Knowing every altar, I will agree with you on that, and having different avatars for different altars is a good and bad thing, all in the same shot, as it can be validating to the altar to see themselves, but can also be bad because the altar may not want to switch out of that avatar, in the event the avatar is too offensive or triggering for someone else. And finally, with the third one, we often want to find other people who are similar to us, as it's hard for us to make friends with singlets, because we often get fake claimed for absolutely no reason or proof to back it up. Anyway, I hope this corrected a few of these things for you, and if you have questions, feel free to ask. Thanks for watching, and have a good day or night.